Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again. It's time for another dragging video, honey. You guys requested Goyard, Louis Vuitton, and of course your girl Big H. They're all getting dragged today. It's going to be a long video. We have a lot of dragging stories to get through. So let's get started. Let's start with Louis Vuitton on the Avenue Montaigne. Louis Vuitton on the Avenue Montaigne in Paris, France. This store is located on the Avenue Montaigne. It's very beautiful and chic. But once you enter the store, the staff doesn't greet you or do anything that way. All they do is stare at their phones. We walked around for 15 minutes. There was no staff coming to help. We asked women who were looking, a woman who was looking at her phone if she can help. She said she cannot help with bags, but only jewelry. We should sit down and a staff member will come to help us. We then got up and asked another woman after waiting for 15 minutes. She said someone's going to come and help us with the bag. Then an essay comes. I was unsure about which size I should get, so instead of helping me, the essay just looks on her phone, only gave me short answers like yes or no. I understand they look up the information about the product and their customers on their phone now, but I was really disappointed and uncomfortable with this situation, so we left the store and went to the Champs-Elysees. I had good luck of getting a friendly essay, but I noticed the problem again of them looking, I recognized the problem of them looking things up on their phone again. This will be the last time I ever go to Louis Vuitton. I decided to buy online because this isn't the online shopping experience that I want at a price category like this. Okay, so this person is a victim of the new way that Louis Vuitton is now profiling clients. I've said this before, I'll say it again. At Louis Vuitton as well, they do look up your profile. And when I was at Santon City, even though I had a good experience, I only bought the Kusama perfume. She did look up my profile though. And I was like, oh, can you see my Paris spend? She's like, yeah, I can see that you have shopped in Paris at the Champs. And she could see, like, when she was looking, that I had shopped at the Champs-Elysees boutique. Okay, so I do think that they look up your profile to see if, to kind of get a feeling for you and to see if you're kind of worth their time, air quotes. Don't panic. I'm not saying that this client isn't worth the essay's time. I'm sure she's a wonderful, fantastic client who is wonderful and lovely. But at the end of the day, and the bottom line is, they want to sell you a lot of things. If you go in there and you just want to buy one thing, and I think one of you left me a comment saying, is it okay to go to the Paris standalone stores and just buy a canvas bag? Of course it is. I hope I didn't make anyone feel that you can't go to a standalone store like the Avenue Montaigne boutique like this one and buy a canvas bag. But what I will say is make sure you buy it and make sure you follow through. If you're going to buy Neverfull, cool, no problem at all. If you're going to buy the Alma canvas, that's fine. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to help you. But make sure that you're like, bonjour, start speaking English. Hello, I'd like to buy a Neverfull. I'd like to buy the Neverfull in canvas. Can you show me that? And then if you want to see something else, by the way, can I also see this? Make sure you're very clear that you're going to buy. Don't forget someone is listening to you in their language that's not their native language. Their native language is French. They're speaking English. You need to be very direct, honey, and keep it very direct in English if you are buying a canvas piece, in my opinion. I definitely, like I said, I want to get the Dauphine when I go to Europe this summer. I would do it a little bit more like this. I'll be like, hi, I would like to get the Dauphine. Can you show me the Epi and the canvas one so I can see which one I prefer? Something like that. Make it sound a little bit better, but you need to be very direct. So I'm not surprised that they, looked her up and everything like that. This is the Avenue Montaigne boutique again. The worst customer service ever. I came in, the essays never greeted me, they just walked past me. After noticing people after me got help, I said something. The essay with the curly hair said she just noticed me and I have to wait for 25 minutes. Everyone in here is rude, they assume we don't have any money, they need to be taught how to treat everyone the same, not based on clothing or looks. I will never come to this boutique again, I'd rather shop in New York. Okay, and this is the thing, and we've said this before. I think that in Paris, Louis Vuitton and Chanel are the two culprits for this, and I talked about this in my Instagram live. Thanks to everyone who joined to the Instagram live on the weekend. They want to deter people who are browsing or people who they think aren't going to spend. We've talked about this before, how jewelry houses don't really profile clients because they understand that someone can come, look super casual, and spend 100,000 euros buying jewelry for a wedding where they're going to be wearing something super nice. But maybe, and I think also with jewelry, I can understand wanting to look a little bit more minimalistic and pared down buying jewelry, because you want to imagine the jewelry on your hand, you want to imagine the bracelet, you know, on your wrist, and see, you know, how it's going to fit. But as per this dragging review, maybe they did assume that she didn't have any money, because we don't know the way she was dressed. I've said it before and I will say it again. You have to look nice when you go shopping in Paris, London, Milan, Rome, all the major all the major European cities that are fashion capitals, even other places like Berlin and Amsterdam. Berlin was a little bit more relaxed and much warmer, but people still looked really, really nice going to stores and shopping. I do think you need to look nice. The people who say you don't need to look nice have not been in the 2022-2023 luxury shopping game. It's very, very competitive now. That's just the way it is. Okay, this is the, hold on, which boutique is this? This is the Champs-Elysees boutique. I had a really bad experience here. She says the essay's name, was very impatient and didn't know her stuff well. She couldn't make any proper recommendations for me. She just kept saying she can't take everything out to show us. We bought bags from her, we were served champagne. She asked us how many glasses we ordered. I guess it's because when they will, like at Dior, they have someone else who brings the water or the champagne. I thought that was very rude. I don't recommend going here. Okay, so a few things, and the key thing from this dragging review that we need to chat about is the essay telling them she can't take everything out to show them. That's wrong. Obviously, I don't agree with that. The essay should be showing them things, but there are people who go out to luxury stores and they see it just as a way to pass time and to relax and have people show them all these things and not buy anything, or have people show them 7 bags and only buy 1. I think you also need to be a good judgment of the way you're using the essay's time. They have, you know, they're only 8 hours in a day, or they're only 9 hours, you know, in a day, depending how long the boutique remains open for. I think you also need to understand the way you're taking up someone's time. If I take an essay's time for an hour, I need to make sure that I'm spending a significant sum. But still, it's not right for the person to say, how many glasses of champagne did you order? Maybe she felt like they were kind of trying to see it as a day out, but they didn't really spend what the essay thought they were going to spend. Because to me, this sounds like the Louis Vuitton essay is like, oh, these people, maybe you bought enough. We don't know what bag she bought. I'm willing to bet money she didn't buy exotics. I don't see them responding like that. And maybe she didn't even buy like a leather bag. Maybe they were just canvas bags, and maybe she felt like the clients were just trying to, you know, get that pampering experience but not really pay for it, even though they did pay for it by buying something. I hope that makes sense. I'm not excusing the behavior, but I have noticed that this is an issue now. I don't know what's going on today. The next dragging review is from the Louis Vuitton Champs-Elysees. It's very long. Went here at 6 p.m. on Monday. There was a massive queue. Boo-boo! You better believe there's a queue at the Louis Vuitton Champs-Elysees. A lot of us were not allowed to queue after going in. They said it closes at 8. We left the queue at 7. The staff told us it closes. And the staff members said that it's closing and we should come back the next day at 9:30. Came at 9:30, there was already a queue. We got in at 10 a.m. with our luggage. We had to open it up for security check. Avoid bringing your luggage. Why are you bringing your luggage to the Louis Vuitton flagship maison on the Champs-Elysees? Excuse me, Glamazons, that is not okay. Leave your luggage at the hotel. Okay, before you're turning up there looking like Oliver Twist and looking like a character from a Charles Dickens novel, walking around with all of your belongings. Oh my God! We requested assistance to check for the size of an item. Can't make this up. The staff said she doesn't know where it is. She should try and find it. 15 minutes later, no one came back to us. We asked someone else. He said, don't come to me and tell me I don't know. It's the system, just wait. We waited another 15 minutes. We ended up, then we saw the essay serving another customer, not us. We approached her. She simply ignored us. We tried again, asked her where the things were. She said she didn't know. She'll check one more time. And then she checked and said there's no more. Sorry, all of that took 45 minutes just for someone to tell us there's no stock, even though the system shows it is. She said she couldn't find it. Unbelievably terrible service, left with nothing. Only go there if you're okay waiting a long time. This person made so many mistakes though shopping at the Maison Champs-Elysees flagship for Louis Vuitton. First of all, okay, you're walking around like literally like you are Oliver Twist in literally Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist book. Okay, you're walking around with all of your belongings. That is not luxury shopping behavior. If you're carrying shopping bags from Hermes and Chanel, yes, boo-boo, you can walk in with your shopping bags. That is fine. Your luggage, guys, come on now. You guys always say I'm always defending brands. Excuse me, what is this? And then I've already said before, download the Louis Vuitton app, and if you see something you like, check to see if it's available at the store before you go. That will just minimize all of your stress and you will waste less time instead of going to queue to ask if they have something in stock. We've said it before. You do not queue at the Louis Vuitton flagship or the Louis Vuitton standalone stores in Paris to check if they have something. You queue to buy things. It doesn't matter how small it is. Some of you are like, oh, what if you don't spend that much money? It doesn't matter. You bought something. Okay? There's so many people going there just to browse, just to look around, and they have no intention of, picking anything up. This person made a lot of mistakes and got dragged. Okay? The SA could maybe see that the person wasn't serious, just wanted to see if they have it. They want to see if they have it, for what reason? And then the SA dumped them. So they also got dumped by the SA who was meant to help them, and she moved on to paying clients who are buying things. Why are you going there to check if they have something? You need to be going there to buy something and have options so that you can, be treated well. No, this person's wrong. The next one is from the Louis Vuitton Champs-Elysees. I'm writing this while I'm queuing. This has been the worst luxury purchase experience of my life. I queued outside this boutique for 1 hour and a half. To enter the boutique, it was basically empty. The store policy after 5 p.m. is to have one-to-one service for a good experience. However, they neglect the fact that queuing outside over an hour is not a good experience. After picking out what I like, the SA seemed clueless. Now I'm waiting in another queue to pay, doing all of this with a 5-year-old child. I'm never shopping here again. I've never been through such a frustrating experience. This is the reality of shopping at the Champs-Elysees store. You have to queue unless you have an SA. Once you get an SA, the SA will meet you at the door. You make an appointment with your SA. You have to queue. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And it's just how it is. Like, I don't really understand like how people are surprised by this. It's just the way it's done. Another review of the Louis Vuitton Champs-Elysees boutique. Disclaimer, be ready to receive typical French, and she puts rude behavior at this location from SAs if you're traveling from America. I visited the store during my first ever visit to Paris. The managers were very friendly and polite, but the SA who was pretending to help was very rude and she didn't speak English. Upon asking the availability of a particular item, she said, you'll not be able to get this here since you're not French. Go back to your country and order there. I felt like I stood in that long queue just to receive impolite treatment. This felt more like a tourist trap. Visit other store locations. If you're visiting Paris for the first time, I would give it 0 stars. It is a tourist trap, but I think that it's a tourist trap. Some tourist traps are tourist traps, but they're still good. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You do not go to the Maison Champs-Elysees boutique to ask if they have something in stock. You go in there to buy. Even the way you say something, even in English, to someone who's not a native speaker, the way you say it tells you a lot about your intentions of being a serious client. For example, if I go to the Champs-Elysees store today and I say, do you have the Dauphine in stock? That's very different to, I would like to buy the Dauphine today. Can you bring the Dauphine to me? Who's going to be told that the Dauphine is available? Person A or person B? Person B, because they said, I want to buy the Dauphine today. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't show things on your phone and you have a bunch of things which you have memorized in your head that you're interested in. If you think of the way a normal client shops, normal people do not go to a luxury store and have a list of 10 million things that they want to buy. A normal person kind of will have a few things that they're interested in and then browse while they're there and see if there's anything else that picks up their eye. People going to the Maison Champs-Élysées to see if an item is in stock, honey, it's not a warehouse. It's the flagship boutique for Louis Vuitton worldwide. Hello, I would like to, oh my God, I'd like to get the Dauphine today. And with a smile maybe, in France, essays don't really smile. But once you smile and you're buying, you'll disarm them and you'll kind of, melt their, you'll kind of melt them a little bit and they'll be a bit nicer to you versus, hi, I'm asking, do you have the Alma in stock? Because maybe they're thinking, oh, this person just wants to know if we have it, so that they can leave and never come back. So that there are some people who go to boutiques to see if they have things in stock just to check. Okay? And that is like a reality of the situation. Okay, the next review is of the Goyard boutique on the Rue Saint-Honoré. This was a terrible experience overall. We were shunned at this location. We were told nothing that we wanted was available. We couldn't understand how the flagship Goyard store could not have anything. In the meantime, we saw other people looking at the same styles. Went to the Printemps Haussmann location, but this time we made a point to have all of our shopping bags. We had expensive items inside other bags before the salesperson there scanned us the moment we arrived. My boyfriend also left the shopping bags on the countertops to make it more visible. Yes! Yes, honey, yes. The service received was night and day. Obviously, we were not given the same treatment because we didn't have the proper brands. Boo-boo! How many times do I need to tell you guys? Be sure to dress appropriately if you want to receive any good customer treatment from Goyard. You heard her, honey. You heard her. This is from a month ago. Oh my gosh. So we've been through it before. And to be fair, I've never been to the Goyard boutique on the Rue Saint-Honoré because there was always a massive queue. In my next trip to Paris in summer, I will go to Goyard and finally go get something from them. I'll pick something up. Because I do actually like Goyard and I like their monogram. I like everything that they do. It's just, I just don't want to go there to be dragged. What she should have done when she went to Rue Saint-Honoré is go with her shopping bags. They should have been carrying those luxury shopping bags, like from other brands, like the bags where you have your shopping in them, so that they can see that you're serious and you're going there to buy. And yes, be appropriately dressed. I said this before and I'll say it again. You do need to be appropriately dressed at these flagships because they're so judgmental based on how someone looks, and that is like something that they do. This is again of the Goyard boutique. We went there a few weeks ago and the service was really terrible. I say this is someone who's going to spend a few €1,000s on a bag and a wallet. It took them forever. Even though the store's full of items, they'll tell you it's sold out unless you're, and literally unless you're very rich and wealthy and are going to spend tens of thousands of euros, they don't care about you at all. Like every other luxury brand in Paris treated me well, but Goyard didn't care about me and blamed the essays. Goyard also has like a lot of people who make like custom trunks and stuff because Goyard is still, a trunk maker, just like Louis Vuitton. They don't care, because I think something that people like should understand, not to talk down on what someone spent, because I hate when like people do that. It's not nice, but there's so many people who go to Goyard every single day and order like customized trunks and order like maybe the trunks that they already have and order bags, and people spend heaps and heaps and heaps of money. So if someone's coming in to buy one small thing, they just don't care because they're just like, the next person after you is going to spend even more. Again, the Goyard boutique of the Rue Saint-Honoré. The doorman was nice to us, but he was really rude to other people, and that made me annoyed. There was a woman in line who asked if there's a better time to come in queue. The doorman said never. That's super rude, and showed us that the doorman was very rude. After we entered the store, the bag we were looking for was completely sold out. Don't waste your time and humiliate yourself looking for other brands. I think that is like a huge issue as well with the situation at Goyard, because Goyard is opposite the Maison Vendôme, Louis Vuitton, and it's next to Giuseppe Zanotti. It is very, very busy. I personally, if I was going to buy something at Goyard, I would go in the morning and just queue and get it over with, because the queue never goes down during the day. Every single day, there are people queuing. And I think Goyard might be the kind of place where you need to go on Mondays. It's closed on Sundays, so maybe you need to go there like Monday morning, where maybe the queue wouldn't be as harsh. It's just such a popular place. The next ranking review is of the Goyard boutique in Monte Carlo in Monaco. When I walked in there, I told the SA I wanted to have a look around. I didn't appreciate being followed every step I took in the store. Then the SA proceeded to ask me if I knew of Goyard. I'm not sure what to make of this. I found it super rude. Sometimes you just want to shop alone without being followed. I've said this before and I'll say it again. They do not want you to browse in Parisian boutiques. The Paris girls don't like browsers. I'm coming in there to browse. They do not want you to browse. They want you to walk in there and buy something. Goyard have a website. They don't have prices on there, so you can just go on the website. I know it's horrible, but that is the reality of luxury shopping today. Or they will make it very, very unpleasant for you if you are just browsing, and that's something which I have learnt as well. The next boutique is Your Girl Honey, the ponytail at the Sèvres location. This is from a month ago. I counted more than 12 essays downstairs, standing, chatting with each other. This is a fact. When I inquired about purchasing a bag, I was told I needed an appointment. Duh. Out of all of the available essays, not one could sell me a bag. I even knew the exact bag because I'd been there the day before. I don't need water, I don't need an explanation, I don't need anyone to hold my hand, I just need someone to take my money. Join the queue, boo-boo! That is not how it works at Big H, honey, and you know that. So the 12 essays are going to be standing around, giggling and on their phones and chatting with each other and gossiping. And yes, they don't have to sell you a bag because you need a leather appointment. Me and my family of 4 flew all the way to Paris for 5 days for the purpose of doing our yearly Big H shopping in Paris. And for 5 days straight, none of us could get an appointment. We used to be regular customers of Big H Sèvres and always made our purchases on our trip. But with this system they put in place, the customer service isn't treating us well. This might as well be my last trip to Paris for Hermes. It's very sad to leave Paris like this. Hermes used to leave such a great impression on us. I think this is the thing, and people don't understand, is that at the end of the day, there's so much competition, so the way you remember shopping at Big H is not going to be the way it always used to be. There's some of you who are like, oh, I went there 5 years ago. 5 years is an eternity, honey, in terms of shopping at Hermes. I was there in February and things already sound different now, and we're heading towards the end of March. It's so competitive there. So I think the best thing to do with Big H shopping in Paris is go in with no expectations. With other brands, you can expect treatment at a certain point. I think particularly the Italian brands, once you show them loyalty, they will stay very, very loyal to you. But the Paris girls, honey, they are not loyal to you unless you're spending money. And that is something which I've noticed. The next review is also of the Hermes Sèvres location. The worst Big H you can visit. I've also been told by Global Blue this store is the worst. You have to buy things to get a bag, and you may or may not get one. SAs are arrogant. They do have bags, but for their special clients who spend more than 20K on clothes or fine jewelry, even if you get an appointment, you will not get a bag. You better preach, honey. Okay, but you're preaching to the choir, because we've been knowing that for, frankly, since December 2021 when I was filming that content. So we've been knowing that. On this channel, we've known that for months and months and months, that is how it works. It's nice to see someone write it with their government name on Big H's Sèvres Google review page. I've always said that I think that the appointments are pre-planned, and I think all the bags have been allocated. I actually think that. I think maybe they might be bags that VIP clients in Paris have rejected, or a very loyal client has maybe rejected a bag, and then maybe someone walks in and they get given that bag. But I think everything is already allocated. I've always thought this, honestly. I've always thought that things have been allocated ahead of time. The next review is of the Sèvres location from 5 months ago. This place lacks processes. There's no queuing system, so your customer ratio versus SAs is uneven. They encourage one-to-one SA to customer help. I asked an SA to help me. She said she was helping another client. She would come back. After 30 minutes, she never came back. I saw her going up and down on 2 different floors with her client. There's no processes. They should have processes like Chanel, where they have an appointment in place, or a queuing system. start assigning essays to each section. You're not doing that, letting the essays go rogue from shoes to jewelry to bags to scarves. The security guards don't speak English. Okay, this person doesn't know anything about shopping at the Big H Sevres location. So let me put this person up on game, and let me brief you guys if you're not aware. Faubourg operates like that. There'll be an essay in every department, and they only, I thought that was my cat. They only stick to that department. Okay, now that is how FSH works, but there are like senior essays in FSH who can move in different departments as well, which is kind of interesting. But generally speaking, most essays at Faubourg only stick to their department. Now at Sevres, that's not like that. The essays can move in every single department. They can sell you shoes, they can sell you fine jewelry, they can sell you ready to wear, and all the rest of it. And that's just how it works. I actually think it's a better system at Sevres than Faubourg, because you won't hear excuses saying, oh, I can't help you, oh, I don't know how to sell that, oh, I can't sell this because I can't help you. That's just how it is at this particular location. And the person is right, they want to do one-to-one like help. It is hard, I think, now because there's so much more competition at the boutiques. When I went in December 2021, it was a much more pleasant experience. C19, was still, we were just kind of coming out of C19. The mask mandates were still, happening, and all the rest of it. But now it's just like so competitive. So the person's like, oh, I want to give them advice on how they should do it. Big H doesn't care, honey, because people are so desperate to get bags. So they will kind of put themselves through the gauntlet, in order to get bags. This is another review here from Big H for the Sevres location. I was here yesterday at the Big H location at Sevres. I always had a tradition to buy something from Hermes every time I go to Paris with my wife. We have now buried that tradition. Ooh, ouch. We quickly went through all the tables where the handkerchiefs were displayed. We asked the SA to open up 2 handkerchiefs so we could choose one of them. This would take a minute. The SA replied she couldn't answer us because she was already helping a shopper who was looking at herself in a mirror. I asked the SA to call someone to help me. Nothing was done. Big H SAs follow a stupid protocol to try and please only one customer at a time, completely ignoring others. By Big H, I'll look for another brand that values more diplomatic SAs. Like I said, this is Big H's preference. They want to give one-to-one service. Like the SA focuses on you, they sell to you, and that's just how it works. In my experience at the Sevres location, it wasn't the previous experience, is that when you're looking around, if you look like you want to buy something, someone will approach you. But they do like to kind of stand back and kind of give you space to browse. That's the impression I got at the Sevres location. George Cinq was a much more high pressured sales environment, because there's like a greeter at the front. What are you going to buy? What are you looking to buy today? Kind of thing. I'm not surprised that the person had this experience. I can't really hold it personally against the SA. They're only doing their job. I'm sorry, I'm helping another client. Can you please wait? Also, you're buying handkerchiefs, so the SA is not trying to help you. Hate to say it. SA's not really trying to help you. You're just going to buy a handkerchief. I know it's harsh. Please do not be upset. Do not be angry. But that is the reality. They're kind of thinking, oh, the person's just buying a handkerchief. Can I be bothered? Had they been like, oh, I'd like to buy this watch, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't even have gotten to that point. Another SA would have approached them and been like, hello, can I help you? Are you looking to buy a watch today? That is the nature of luxury shopping at Big H in Paris today. It is just incredibly competitive. The final dragging review is this one, also from the Sevres location. Employees who make 18 euros an hour plus commission are gauging clients and deciding who to help based on how they look. Walk in as a pretender, they will assist you because apparently they're mind readers and see how much you're going to spend. Wrong. Pathetic staff with pathetic training. Okay, now I want to chat about this review, but also give some advice and tips. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, the situation at all of the boutiques in Paris for all brands, not just Big H, is that if you look like a lot of money, they're going to help you. And by that, what I mean is if you're a maximalist, look like a really really high-end maximalist. If you're a minimalist, look like a really high-end minimalist. You don't have to wear logos, but you don't have to wear very minimalistic clothing to look very elegant or whatever. You need to look like money. Minimalists look like a lot of money. Maximalists look like a lot of money. You need to decide which kind of look that you're going to go for, because they absolutely judge your ability to spend money based on how you look. There's no question about it. When I went to Sevres, I was wearing the Versace Jeans Couture t-shirt, I was wearing the coat, and I had the Louisette earrings from Louis Vuitton, and I had my Versace sunglasses with the pink lenses. I loved my outfit that day, and I really liked how it looked. And I was wearing the Longchamp pliage extra small in leather. There were a lot of people wearing Longchamp at the store when I went that day. There were a lot of people with the nylon Longchamp pliage bags, the ombre lizard Kelly dance, Chanel exotic bags, Chanel classic flaps. Like, that's like how people are coming to the store, you know, looking really, really, really nice. So if you think that you're going to go to Big H at any Big H boutique and look casual, and you're going to like be treated like really warmly, not in 2023. Maybe like many years ago when it wasn't as competitive, but not in 2023. I'm not saying you can't look casual, because I know I'm going to have people saying, I went in there and I was wearing my knickers and no one cared. I know that people are going to say that. You know what I'm trying to say. You don't have to wear monograms. You don't have to wear really obvious logo things, but you do need to look really nice. The way that people are judged based on how they look in Paris is that the SA is making a judgment to help you based on the way you're dressed. And that's just the reality of it. So this has led me, like all my experiences in Paris have led me to believe that you need some sort of bait outfits and bait accessories and bait coats, bait jackets and bait bags when you go shopping at Big H, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Dior. Dior to a lesser extent, but I still think looking really nice does look good on you, and it will help you get better service, particularly at Big H and Louis Vuitton, because I feel like they're much more, and Chanel, I feel like those three Paris girls are much more judgmental about clients and the way they look compared to, say, Dior. Definitely at Big H, you should be wearing like bait from other brands. I know it sounds ridiculous, like to wear a bait outfit in order to get a good SA to come and approach you, but that's literally how you need to dress. You need to dress like a lot of money. If you're a minimalist, you know, brands like Prada is like the fashion insiders brand. Even though it's a huge mainstream brand, it has a lot of clout and respect in the fashion industry. If you have Prada bags, wear that. If you have Prada pret-a-porter, wear that. If you have some of the Prada new fine jewelry, wear that. Bottega Veneta as well. That's another brand that has a lot of clout in the industry. If you have Bottega bags, wear them. If you have Bottega accessories, wear them. You can see where I'm going with this. If you have Bottega prêt-à-porter, wear that. You know, even though it's very subtle, it's very discreet, someone will be like, oh wow, that person's wearing, you know, Bottega Veneta, let me go and help them, okay? Same thing, Haya, that's another really cool, dope brand that is very under the radar, but again, the fashion girls love it, honey. It's another fashion industry insider brand, like the people who are not fashion bloggers or fashion influencers, but fashion executives, like buyers, and the people who work on the business side. A lot of them seem to love Haya, and that is a brand that many people like. Wear that. So if you have Haya clothing, wear that. If you have Haya bags, like the Haya heart bag, wear that. Or if you have, I think they have this other bag from Haya, it's called the Mina, wear that bag. It's really beautiful. It has like laser cut. If you have it, wear it, because it shows that you're someone who knows like things that are really cool. If you're someone who's into minimalistic stuff. Another brand which I think is great, like if you like it and you're a minimalist, if you have Max Mara clothing, wear that. If you have Brunello clothing, wear that. You know, things like that. Or maybe even brands are a little bit edgy. If you have a Burberry trench coat and the weather's like, you know, maybe just a little bit nippy, it's a little bit chilly, wear your Burberry trench. If you have a Burberry scarf, wear that. I know that it sounds ridiculous, but it does matter, and it will get you better treatment. So those are like the more minimalistic things, right? If you're a maximalist like me, I've just mentioned the brands anyway. Maximalist, you know what time it is. We like things to stand out. We like monograms and things like that. You know, if you have a Dior coat, wear that. Particularly if it has the like obliques. Louis Vuitton. The Louis Vuitton Capucine bag, I think, is a massive statement at other brands. Like if you have the Capucine, you should wear that to Hermes for sure, because I feel like it's a huge statement. It's a very expensive bag. It's Louis Vuitton's flagship bag. It says a lot about you. It says that you don't care about resale. You don't care about if something holds its value. If you like it, you're buying it. It's also very expensive. So I think the Capucine is a huge statement. If you have it in exotic, my God, that's an even bigger statement. The mini Lady Dior, the Lady Dior's, the saddle from Dior as well. I think The saddle's like another fashionista bag. Fashion bloggers love that bag. Fashion influencers love that bag as well. And for the Italian houses, the Diana, Gucci ready to wear. Those are things that I think they make a statement. Goyard as well. Like anything from Goyard, I think that's a huge statement. Goyard is very popular with Parisian women. They love the brand. Longchamp, I carried my Longchamp pliage in leather, and I got lots of compliments like carrying that bag. So Longchamp and Goyard as well, like those ones have, you know, they do have like a lot of, I don't know, it's just like people can be like, oh wow, that person has a Goyard bag or that person has a Longchamp bag. They're under the radar, but they are respected, particularly amongst the people who actually live in Paris and are from the city as well. And even some contemporary brands, there are contemporary brands that have really cool popular bags. So while they're not like super luxury or premium luxury, they're still very fashion forward. One bag I can think of, I'll quickly insert a picture here, is the Coperni heart bag from Coperni. So maybe something like this. This is very edgy, very fashion forward. It's very popular on TikTok. Fashion bloggers love this. So maybe something like this as well. You need to look like bait so that you bait the big HSA to want to help you, because they think, okay, this person's going to spend a lot of money. There are always people saying, oh, you know, it doesn't matter what you look like. The people who say it doesn't matter what they look like, I was telling you guys this on Instagram a few days ago on the weekend. A lot of the people who say that, you just are very privileged and you're not paying attention. Most people are judged on how they look in Paris. If you're not judged, maybe you're a privileged person and you can't see beyond your privilege. I'm sorry, I have to go there because I think there are a lot of people who are not paying attention. The nicer you look, the better you're treated in luxury stores. Not just Big H or Louis Vuitton or Chanel, but all luxury stores treat people who look nice better because the SA believes that that person has more money to spend. Yes, there will be days where you want to be casual. I mean, I think you can still be casual and wear like denim, but make it like cool, edgy, fashionista denim, like ripped and shredded denim, and look very fashion forward. If you're going to wear trainers, wear really nice trainers. Versace have got these really cool trainers. I think they're called the Odysseus trainers. Wear Chanel trainers. If you're going to wear trainers, wear Chanel trainers. If you're going to wear just like normal trainers, maybe wear Adidas. Adidas is still, you know, a cool sporty athletic brand. It's not a luxury brand, but it is a sporty brand. Or wear a Puma or something. So anyway, I hope that this dragging video has been interesting. I just want people to be successful. I've learned a lot from shopping in Paris. It's very, very, very competitive to shop there. And I love the Paris scene. I love the boutiques. I love the department stores. But I think there is a method to the madness of shopping there. The whole point of dragging videos is to entertain you. So obviously all of these locations we talk about, there are people who've gone there and had fantastic reviews and have left 5-star reviews. Some of you are like, oh, you only focus just on the negative reviews. I mean, it makes it more fun. It's still going to be fun to talk about, oh, how amazing it was with this one person at, you know, Big H7 or whatever. But it's meant to be fun and engaging. So naturally we'll talk about the negative experiences. But I do think if you go there, you look really nice, it's hard to have a negative experience when you look really nice and you're ready to buy things. And that's something I've learned. I think a lot of the negative experiences I had, I also contributed to the bad experiences by maybe not spending enough and also not looking as nice as I could have looked. I could have looked much nicer. Like my first trips in December 2021, January 2022, I could have looked way nicer. This February, I noticed the treatment was much better, but I took my looks much more seriously. And this next trip that's coming up, like I said, I'll be going to Paris, hopefully Amsterdam, Geneva, Berlin, London. It's going to be a really great European trip. And I hope to have lots of looks and things ready for, in terms of like how I'm going to look for those trips. And I know that the nicer that I look, the better the treatment is going to be. I'd love to know what you think about all of these dragging videos. Please consider fully subscribing to my channel. You can find me everywhere linked below. I just sent the newsletter out to email subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to my email, make sure you do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video.